Okay, now we're ready to start our backend package task. I went ahead and added some acceptance criteria. Generally for stories and their tasks, you're going to have this acceptance criteria, and this is kind of a template for whenever you're building out your tests. Since this is not a task that's going to need tests, still the requirements here, it's good to state these requirements. um, so we want our backend, our server, to be able to use ES6 TypeScript. We're going to use the Express framework, and this is just included if we need it, but we probably aren't going to use the templating because we're going to handle everything on the front end. But just in case, if we need to use it, we're going to use the handlebars view engine. If you're not familiar with that, it's pretty simple. It's just a templating for HTML. It makes HTML dynamic. You can Google handlebars for Express and learn a little bit about that, but we're probably not going to use that. So now that we got that there, so we're going to create or set up the backend package to do, and now we're going to set our timer. Let's go ahead and start it. Alright, so let's open up our editor, and what we want to do is we're going to be using the Express generator, which it scaffolds a basic Express template. And we can head over to the docs, getting started Express generator. And so if you don't have it installed, you can just use this line here to install the CLI. And okay, so this is what we're going to use to install our app, but instead of the pug templating, we're going to use handlebars. And so we need to be inside of packages. Now we can do that. And so the package is now inside of our packages. What we want to do next is get into the root and bootstrap this to learn. Okay, and I had forgotten to, we need to rename this to our project and server. Okay. Alright, so now once that's done, we should be able to start the server with yarn start. We need to be in the server directory. Yarn start. Welcome to Express. Okay, so now that we've got our app running, which is pretty nice. So now what we want to do is we want to be able to use ES6. So if we look on the server file, you can see it uses CommonJS. There's no ES6 in this file with the module.exports. We want to be able to use ES6. We want to be able to use import statements and the new export object. So what we want to do is we want to use a transpiler. And what a transpiler is it converts your JavaScript into something that Node can parse. And because Node usually is lagging behind with the newer features of JavaScript, we use a transpiler. And the most popular one, and the only one that I know of, is Babel. Okay, so let's head over to Babel. here, this is actually in the Babel repo. You can find the example node server. We can just follow these instructions. We want to add that, and I don't use npm whenever I'm installing things. I use yarn, so I'm going to add these dependencies here, and we have to build a config file. So build the config file and add a preset. Okay. Babel RC, and now that should be in our directory there. We'll add the preset there. Okay. And then we want to create our server. So that's what our scaffolding did. We don't need to create a server. It's already been done for us. We'll want to add this script to our package.json. Oops, okay. And let's see what that does. This builds from the index file, but we don't have an index file, so we're going to have to change some of these things. We actually have this our directory, and then it's got a start script. So we're going to have to modify this a little bit. So npm run build node disk. We don't have an index file anymore. We're going to actually use the bin folder, and let's just comment this out, make sure it works. Okay, so we should be able to yarn build, and it should create a disk directory for us. Maybe not. SRC does not exist. Oh, that's right. So we can't really follow this because it was just doing one file. We have to create a source directory, and we have to put everything from our from here into our source directory. Everything else we can leave outside. This might have messed up our pathing to the node modules. We'll see. We might have to reinstall. Alright, so let's try that again. We have a disk directory, but it's empty. Oh no, it's still building. Okay. Actually, the node module shouldn't be in there. That's my bad. Yeah, that's fine. So let's go ahead and redo that. Successfully compiled 3 files with Babel. Okay, so how of our disk. So it didn't transfer over everything, and so what we'll do is with our build we can actually, let me see if copy files works on this. And what copy files does is it'll copy the whole directory and recursively copy that into the destination. And what's great about copy files is that if there's see, so it copied over the directories. It doesn't overwrite the directories. It'll just copy whatever's not found in the destination directory. So that works there. Let's try the other start script and see if it catches the destination bin file. So what happened here? Okay, so cannot find module express, and that's because we need to yarn install. So we should be able to yarn start now. Alright, let's see. Compile the files, and then it should run the node. Let's see if it's running it, and there it is. Okay, so it's running. So now to test, let's delete the destination directory and let's test if we can use ES6 syntax in our server file here. So instead of requiring this, let's go ahead and import it. HTTP errors. Let's comment this out. Now that it's saved, let's restart the server. And it still works. So it's compiled it. We can check it also by going into the destination directory and checking that compiled. Okay, there it is. So it even changed the name. Alright, so close that out. So we have a working server that we can use ES6 modules, and I think that'll be it for now. So we can stop this, our task, even though we're not completely done with the back end. But what we want to do is just log in our time, which was 13 minutes. This isn't done yet, so we'll go back to our backend package and we can log in the time here. So we're going to log in 13 minutes and we have 27 minutes to go. Oops, I'm sorry, my math is bad. 17 minutes to go. And you know, if so, this isn't set as far as the time. You can actually keep adding time. So right now we have got 13 minutes logged in. Let's say we added one more minute left. See, it automatically adds it. So we'll just close that out here, and we'll work on some more next time. And in the next video, what we'll work on is adding these other criterias, which is the TypeScript. We already have Express, we already have handlebars, we just need the TypeScript. Okay, so now I'm gonna update this task by just commenting on what's been completed. And we could have built like smaller tasks for all this, but this will be fine. This is just for the next Scrum meeting, and usually with Scrum you have daily meetings in the mornings, and the Scrum Master goes over everybody's task and where they're at with it, if they have issues or bugs. And this is just in the next meeting. We know that I'll be working on this for this task in order for it to be completed, and that's it. So for the next video we're going to be working on integrating TypeScript with our server.